Live, local, late breaking. You're watching KOLT News 13 live at 4.
Good afternoon and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Shaley Sanders. A major announcement by the state in just the last couple of hours. Arizona Health Director Dr. Kara Chris, during a press briefing, announced the state will give its okay for Pima County to seek federal help to increase vaccinations.
We are going to delegate the authority to Pima County to work independently with FEMA to operate a vaccine pod if they choose that is in the best interest of their community.
Pima County sought that FEMA site for the underserved communities near the El Pueblo Center and Keno North. A FEMA site could provide about 300,000 doses over 8 weeks. Originally, the state rejected that offer, saying the extra help was not needed. Now the state says they will let Pima County work with FEMA so long as the federal site does not take vaccine supply or resources from the state. Now, at the very same time Dr. Chris was announcing this reversal on the FEMA issue, I was on a virtual press conference with Pima County Health Director Dr. Teresa Cullen. She was not aware of the state's decision until I broke the news to her. Now they're saying that Pima County does have authority to work independently with FEMA. So what is your response to this?
So you're making my day. You should be making the day of everybody that has any interest in improving the health of Pima County. So I obviously I didn't hear that right before I started this call. I'm really excited for that. You know, we've been, as strange as it may seem, we've been doing planning with the expectation that perhaps a miracle would happen, that there'd be a significant change in the decision making.
Our Bud Foster has been following this FEMA fight from the beginning. He joins us now live. Now that the state has officially reversed its decision, what exactly does this mean for Pima County and the rest of us here in Arizona, Bud?
Well, what it really means is that Dr. Cullen is having a very good day, and she's really very, very happy today. She's fought very, very hard for this, but certainly what it means to Pima County is that they will double the number of doses that they can put into people's arms, and that's very, very important. But it's also a win for Pima County, and Pima County doesn't get a whole lot of wins when it comes from the state. But as you mentioned there, this will be targeted for 210,000 people, and it will be targeted on the south side. If you look at the statistics and you look at the number of people who are going through the drive-through sites and the state sites, you will find that it's only about 4% of the Hispanic community. In some places, it might be as high as 14%, but that's the Hispanic community is much, much bigger than that. It's more than 30%, maybe as close to 40% here in Tucson. So when only 4% of the people getting the vaccinations are Hispanic, that is an issue. So that's why these doses will be concentrated on the south side of Tucson. And as you mentioned there, the El Pueblo Neighborhood Center and the Event Center at Keno Sports Park. So it's very, very important that we get into those underserved areas, at least according to the county, and this will allow them to do that over the next 8 weeks, 6,000 vaccines a day. So that will go a long ways into getting that community on the south side. If you look at the 06 zip code, the 591314, those are the areas that have been hardest hit. Those are the areas that have had the least number of people vaccinated. And that's why Dr. Cullen was fighting so hard for this. And when she talked to the people from FEMA just a couple of weeks ago, they decided that this is something they wanted to do. They wanted to target this area, see what kind of progress they can make. And so that's what they're going to do now, finally, that the state has given them permission. So quite an important day and quite an important victory for the people here in Tucson. Shaley.
Bud, I'm going to ask you another question here in just a second, but you may have seen this. We just got breaking news in from the Pima County Administrator Chuck Huckleberry on Governor Doug Ducey's reconsideration of this FEMA site. This just came in. I want to read this really quickly, and then I want to ask you a question about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, this afternoon I received a copy of the letter sent from the Arizona Department of Health Services Director Dr. Kara Chris to the Federal Emergency Management Agency that authorizes a FEMA-supported vaccination pod in Pima County. On behalf of the Board of Supervisors, I thanked Governor Ducey for his thoughtful reconsideration and allowing FEMA to vaccinate more than 210,000 county residents. The County Health Department will resume its planning with FEMA to begin administering these vaccines to county residents as soon as possible. I will be responding directly to Dr. Christ about her unfounded reservations and unwarranted criticism expressed in her letter. Pima County has been operating multiple vaccination pods since December without incident and with little to no state assistance. So this letter, again, just in from Pima County Administrator Chuck Huckleberry. Today's decision, this reversal by the state, really took a lot of people by surprise, including Dr. Cullen, as you saw moments ago. So what do you think made our state leaders change their minds, Bud?
Well, I asked Dr. Chris that question today, and she said it was because Pima County had given assurances that they could get this done and that they could do this. And at the same time that you were posing this to Dr. Cullen today, that the state was making this decision, had made this decision, I posed that same thing to Mr. Huckleberry, the county administrator, and he had not heard yet, and he wasn't going to issue a statement until he received the letter. Now, I have received a copy of the letter as well, and this is what Mr. Huckleberry is really very concerned about. Let me read you just a couple of parts of this letter, Shaley, and so you get some idea. It's 3 pages long. And in the letter, Dr. Chris tells FEMA, based on our recent experience with Pima County, we have concerns about their ability to adequately support your site. So that doesn't sound like they have a whole lot of confidence. She goes on to say, we are skeptical of their ability to provide the necessary resources and personnel to confirm this plan, et cetera, on and on. If these requirements are not able to be met or these concerns continue to persist, we will not be able to continue to delegate authority to Pima County. So it doesn't sound like the state of Arizona has a lot of confidence in Pima County to pull this off. However, they did open the door, say, you can try this, and if you fail, we'll take those doses and we'll use them. But at this point, Pima County is on the hot seat. Pima County has something to prove here to the state and to the other people. So at this point, we'll see whether they can do that, Shaley.
A lot of breaking news today. Thanks so much, Bud. Yeah. So we were going to have more in-depth coverage of this decision coming up later in our 6 o'clock broadcast. So make sure you stay with us right here on air and then also online. Stay